Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hope you all are doing well. Hang out a second here just to get things set up. But I'm really happy you could join me tonight on this Tuesday, November 8th, Tuesday, November 7th, Wednesday, November 8th. Doing a Tuesday night hang. So that's cool. Just load up my jokes here. Waiting for a couple people to get here, but we're glad you're here. Using the royal we. Copy. Boom. Start. Okay. Anyway, welcome to the show. It's Midnight Americano. I'm your host, Tom Coffey. Because that's what we like. We like we like jokes like that, right? Get it? The last name's Coffey. Yeah. Not sure if I got the right. Nope, loaded the wrong one. How about that? Let's get rid of that. Copy. Paste. Start new prompter. There we go. Okay, hey, Doug's here. Joshua Thomas is here. Hey-o! That's what I need. Sidekick to give me the old hey-o! I like that. Still nothing playing on Rumble. Well, you got to keep refreshing it, and you refresh it, and then refresh it again, and then it works. That's how it works for me. I put up the little screen at the beginning, and then over here on this computer, I have it loaded up on YouTube and on Rumble. And I got to be sure to mute it every day, otherwise I'll be echoing, right? And it's funny that they're not in sync. Often Rumble is ahead of YouTube, actually. Sometimes they're not. It's kind of random, actually. But I load it up, hit refresh, and usually on the third time it works. So that's how I do it. I see that you say that it's not working, but I'm looking at it right now. I've got it loaded up on Rumble on my iMac right here. So just keep refreshing. I will prove. Can I prove it? No. I guess I could prove if I grabbed the camera and showed it to you, but so anyway, give it a shot. It looks like we've got like 13 people over on Rumble watching, so check it out. Apothecary John, hashtag Rumble Gang. I like it. Hey, all. That's right. Like the stream. Makes a difference. That's what they say, so let's do it, shall we? I did tweet this out. Today is Keith Day. So we're going to be ranking Keiths. No, I don't want two-factor authentication. Yeah, but it's Keith Day. So we're going to be doing that in a bit. So that should be good. Yeah, what's happening in the chat? What's going on? Big Daddy has arrived. What's up? Good to see you. Lucid now has it. He got it. He refreshed. Nice. So yeah, I need some truth bombs from Daddy. Yeah, we'll get some truth bombs today. Absolutely. But I guess we're all here. got another eggnog. Like I say, I thought I was going to be done with eggnog because I'm trying to lose that weight, but eggnog is just too damn good. Too damn good. But I think this could be my last half gallon of eggnog. I'm down to maybe two more cups. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I guess we can get into it. We can get some jokes going. We're gonna need some good jokes at midnight. So let's check it out, shall we? Okay. Well, let me make sure I got my... I figure it was interesting. I actually looked at some David Letterman top 10 lists, and the way he went through it, I kind of liked it because he put the joke on the screen, and I'm like, oh, I could do that too. That involves even more work, but you know, maybe I'll get there. But it had the, you know, it would put the punchline out on the screen, which I liked, and it had a drum roll kind of going through the whole thing. Kind of like that too. So we'll see if I can get that going. But anyway, it is time for the top 12 list. So where is my graphic? Is it gone? Maybe I deleted it. Oh well. We don't need any stinking graphic. Let's do it. Oh, not top 12. I'm not doing the top 12 right now. I'm just doing some opening jokes. That's what I'm doing. This is why I need a sidekick to keep me in line. Anyway, it looks like Gavin Newsom's approval rating is about as stable as California's water supply. It's been sliding faster than a surfie on a tsunami. You know, he's been so busy campaigning outside of California that even his supporters are starting to wonder if he remembers where he's governor. Well, folks, looks like credit card balances are on the rise again. But you know, I've got a solution for this. Why don't we just put our national debt on the world's largest credit card? Then every time we hit the debt ceiling, we can just ask for a higher credit limit. It's the American way. It's not like we're ever planning on paying it off anyway. What's up, everybody that just joined? Glad you could join us. I'm just talking a couple news stories right off the bat. Orcas in Europe have become the ultimate boat critics. They're like, your sailboat was so last season, and then they sink it. I guess that's what we get for naming them killer whales. They just want to live up to their own hype. Yeah, so 5 years of investigating Hunter Biden now. At this rate, they'll need to release a box set. This is a binge-worthy legal drama that nobody asked for. See, the comments are coming up with better jokes than me. What do you call a good eggnog? It's excellent. Thank you very much, Big Daddy. Cheers. So Democrats in the Senate blocked an emergency aid bill for Israel because it didn't include funds for Ukraine. They say our allies in Ukraine can no longer afford a delay than our allies in Israel. It's like a geopolitical episode of Let's Make a Deal in Congress. Behind door number 1, we got aid for Israel. Behind door number 2, aid for Ukraine. And behind door number 3, well, that's a veto by President Biden. All right, Meta, you know that company, used to be Facebook, right? Well, they've been dealing with more drama than a high school cafeteria. A whistleblower said they ignored the harms to teenagers on platforms like Instagram. I guess they thought all those likes would be enough to heal emotional wounds. Sorry, it doesn't work that way, Zuck. And folks, it looks like the European Space Agency is ready to embrace capitalism in outer space. They're hosting a competition for a robotic cargo capsule, but here's the kicker. It's got to make money. I guess even in space, they're looking for ways to turn a profit. Somehow I wrote that thinking it was a joke. Yeah. Well, isn't this typical Portland? Yeah. Portland is hosting the first ever Black Indigenous People of Color book fair in the whitest city in America. I guess they figured they needed to bring some color to their lives, but only on the pages of a book. Next, they'll organize a suntanning convention in December. All right. Well, it seems Waze, you know Waze, it's trying to make us all feel like we're in an episode of Black Mirror. Now, in addition to helping us avoid traffic jams and speed traps, Waze is going to tell us when we're approaching an accident-prone area. Because nothing makes your daily commute more thrilling than knowing that you're about to enter a real-life game of bumper cars. Yeah. So Lance Bass said, so NSYNC Reunited released a song, but they can't talk about it because of the current strike. It's like, hi, we're back, but we can't tell you why. It's the most secret comeback ever, but hey, they say good things come to those who wait. So NSYNC fans, I know you're out there. You're about to get the surprise of your life in 2034. The Simpsons finally put an end to the iconic strangling gag after 30 years. I guess Homer realized it's not the best parenting strategy in 2023. But, you know, times have really changed when even animated characters start evolving. Yeah. And lastly, talk about a birthday surprise. In Ukraine, a military aide received a gift box with grenades inside. You know, it's not your typical birthday gift when you unwrap explosives, and his 13-year-old son got a little too hands-on with one of the grenades, turning it into the world's deadliest game of pass the parcel. I guess someone missed the memo that birthday parties should be a blast, but not that kind of blast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So what's shaking? So now we got it going. I got it now. I refreshed. Well, good. Glad that you're there. A Black Indigenous book fair. Yeah, they're doing a Black Indigenous People of Color book fair in the whitest city in America. By the way, this is the first BIPOC book fair in the country. And it's no surprise that they're doing it here in Portland, because that's what we do here. We do here. Happy birthday, time to regift. Yeah, you got to regift those hand grenades. You don't. Can you imagine getting that in like a white elephant party? You know, you get that and you're just like, I think I'll trade it. I'll trade it with someone else. What do you got? You got a gift certificate for lotion or something? Okay, yeah, I'll take that. That'll work. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, today is international. I don't know if it's international, but it's National Keith Day. National Keith Day. Do you know any Keiths in your life? I had a buddy named Keith. Haven't talked to him in a long time, but back when I was doing comedy, there was a guy, Keith Wallen. He was a very, very, very funny guy, touring comedian. He had this bit that I loved, and it was, you know, it's funny because like people put all this time and energy into writing jokes and stuff, and he did this one bit that was probably not, just very like street jokes, but it was so funny because he would just do a list of, I like my women like I like my coffee, and then say something totally inappropriate, like tied up in a burlap sack or something, whatever. Smuggled in from Colombia, but he had a whole list of them, and it just cracked me up. But that's the Keith that I know. Only one Keith I've known in my life. But we got a number of Keiths today, so I'm going to try something new that I have not done yet. Let's see. So it's creating my own tier list. So let's check this out. So here's the tier list that we have. Remember, S is for super. And I made these graphics down here at the bottom. I made these graphics myself. We've got 16 different Keiths. And the way that I did this is, well, I Googled who are some famous Keiths. I went through a list and I just picked out ones that I knew. I figure if I didn't know them, I can't really rank them though, can I? So, and then let's see, let's see, I was wondering if I could like make the graphic bigger. Okay. Or maybe I should do okay, so we'll start off here at the bottom. This is Keith Whitley here. You know Keith Whitley? He's in the Country Music Hall of Fame. Written a number of songs. I kind of forgot about him until I looked at this list and I go, oh, I guess I know that dude. But he wrote a lot of songs I know. So I'm gonna, I'll put him in the C category. Keith Whitley. And then, boy, I should have done something to make this better, but this is Keith Flint here. And you may know Keith Flint from, what is it? I'm the fire starter. You're the fire starter. Prodigy. Do you remember Prodigy? They were fun. He was one of the singers. Singer, I guess, in that band. You know what? You bring up Brian Keith, the actor. I didn't include Brian Keith. It's probably because I don't know Hardcastle and McCormick. So for me, like I kind of recognized him, Brian Keith. I'm like, oh, he looks familiar, but I couldn't place where I knew him from. So I didn't include him. Sorry about that. But we're talking about Keith Flint here from Prodigy. Classic hairstyle. Classic hairstyle. Let's see if I can. Let's do. So this is Keith Flint. You can't see the picture there. We'll do it this way. Trying to find so this is a classic picture of Keith Flint, right? You know this guy. And what he did, which is so great, is he figured out a totally punk rock hairstyle for somebody that was balding. So what he did is, since he was balding up here, he just shaved it here and made these like big horns out the side. Very clever way to do it. You're balding. That's one way to go. And that's Keith Flint. So I put him up in B tier. Next we got Keith Relf. Now you may know Keith Relf. Let's see if I can just do it here. Let's see. Keith Relf from the Yardbirds, right? Yeah. So you know the Yardbirds, classic rock band. But he was singer, guitarist, harmonica player. Big deal. Yeah, so let's, where did it go? Here we go. So Keith Relf, I'm going to put him up, in B tier. That's for sure. Next up, we got Cool Keith. Oh, Bozo the Clown had that hairstyle first? Yeah, the reverse mohawk. That's absolutely it, the reverse mohawk. But he just made it punk rock. You know, yeah, Bozo had that look. But to pull it off as a punk rock look that other people could do, I think very, very classic. Cool Keith. You may know Cool Keith. It's funny, I know Cool Keith more by his name and not actually his music. I don't know any of his music, although I always remember seeing Cool Keith. Oh, he was with Ultramagnetic MCs, Dr. Octagon. Okay. Yeah, I know he's been on stuff. I just haven't really thought that much about Cool Keith. So I'm going to put him down in C tier. Next up is Keith Emerson. Keith Emerson. Now, Keith Emerson, right here, you may know him from a little group called Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And he played, oh, come on. Did I spell it wrong? Is he not on Wikipedia? Okay, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. ELP. And the member's Keith Emerson. Oh, there he is. So he played keyboards. So many iconic prog rock keyboard things. He had this massive wall of synthesizers, which was just incredible. A lot of like Eurorack synthesizer stuff. Really fun, where it just had all the cables connecting to make really funky sounds. Awesome musician. Probably not as well known, but pretty awesome. But I'm still going to put him B tier. B tier. Next up, we've got Keith Haring. Now, I'm sure everybody knows Keith Haring. Or if not, you at least know his art. You know, a little barking dog. He did a lot of stuff with AIDS awareness. Let's see. So let's check out some of his artwork here. But this will look familiar to you, right? This kind of stylized cartoon. Very simplified art. Kind of a modern art. Anyway, that was Keith Haring. And probably one of the most prolific and popular modern artists of our generation. Absolutely. And he did some, you know, he was always pushing the boundaries of taste and whatnot. But Keith Haring, I'm going to say Keith Haring is A tier. At least for me. A tier. Yeah, ELP is A tier. I was close to putting Keith Emerson A tier. I was close to putting him. I still might move him up. Again, this is my list, and at the end, I'll probably make some adjustments to it. So, next up, we got Keith Jarrett right here. This is Keith Jarrett, classical and jazz pianist, keyboardist. I'd love to play some of his music for you, but then, of course, the channel takes a hit. But just an unbelievable piano player. classical piano player, jazz piano player. You know, he's been around as long as I can remember. So he was popular probably before I was born, and just throughout my whole life. So Keith Jarrett. I'm gonna have to put him A tier. Probably put Emerson A tier as well. Yeah. Okay, that's how I'm doing it. Now, next up, man, I haven't visited this channel in years, but like, this is just, but Flint, that name sounds familiar. No Google testing my rock and roll, kind, epic general knowledge. I'm going to say Prodigy, or close to that. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Chicken Beak. Well, thanks for thanks for visiting the channel. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, absolutely. Keith Flint is from Prodigy, with a classic punk hairstyle. Love it. Next up, we got Keith Ellison, and I think the lowest tier I have is D on this. So Keith Ellison is D tier. Now, I don't know if you know him or not, but he's a big Democrat politician. I believe he is the Attorney General or the Secretary of State of Minnesota. I think he's the Secretary of State of Minnesota. And he's involved in all kinds of nonsense, walking around with the Antifa handbook and just a total troll. I know he does that to troll people, but yeah, I would do F tier, but we don't have F tier on this list, so I'm just saying D tier. So next up, I got Keith Hernandez. Now, to be clear, I just picked these as 16 Keiths to do this. Keith Hernandez, I think, was the only sports guy. What are those called? Athletes. That was really, really well known. I know there are lots of Keiths that play baseball and hockey and football and whatnot, but none of them were as big as Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez has got to be an A tier Keith. Absolutely. So next we got Keith Olbermann, who's a bit of a clown. Yeah, we do need an F tier. We absolutely need an F tier. But Keith Olbermann has, you know, it's funny because I thought he used to be kind of funny, and I liked his shtick, 15 years ago. When what was he on ESPN? But I liked his gimmick. But I think Trump broke him. And he's totally lost his mind. And then he started, broadcasting from his basement, just totally unhinged rants. He is better than Keith Ellison. No, I'm still going to put him D tier. D tier for Olbermann. Next, we got Keith Moon. Keith Moon, drummer. Classic drummer. Left us too early. See if I can pull up some better pictures of Keith Moon. Here we go. But yeah, just one of the go-to rock and roll drummers of all time. You've heard of The Who, right? Well, that was all, the backbone of The Who was Keith Moon. So, I gotta say A tier, Keith Moon. Now, I still have not chosen my S tier. I'll probably do that at the end. But absolutely top tier. Now we got Keith Carradine. Let's see if I can spell his name right. There we go, Keith Carradine. May recognize him. But he's an actor. Been in a lot of things. Still around, apparently. Let's check out his IMDb. Let's see, what is he best known for? Known for The Accused. He was in Rugrats. I wouldn't know that. Oh, these are... Okay, Nashville, 1975, Cowboys and Aliens, Deadwood, Power of the Dog. I love how IMDb just moves the page around no matter what I'm doing. But, you know, he's not a top-tier actor. So I'm going to put him in, I'll put him in C tier. Now we got Keith Richards. Oh, Kill Bill. That's right. Yeah. Kill Bill. Oh, I'm sorry. Keith Richards, Rolling Stone. Classic guitarist. Been around forever. Punchline to many jokes. At least A tier. Probably S tier. Probably S tier. I'll probably move him up. We got two more. Keith Sweat, R&B singer. You think of Keith, I mean, when I was just trying to come up in my head, Keith Sweat was one of the ones that I thought of immediately. So because of that, I'm going to put him in B tier. And lastly is Keith Urban. Keith Urban, country music singer. He's married to some, who's he married to? Some beautiful actress. I should know this. Who is Keith Urban married to? Oh, Nicole Kidman. Okay. Yeah, married to Nicole Kidman. I have seen Keith Urban. I actually like, I watch a lot of stuff online, and one of the shows I like The Voice Australia, of all things. It's very wholesome and very nice, and he's been one of the coaches on that show. Couldn't be just a more genuine person. At least that's how he presents himself on the show. But I don't know, you just hear the guy sing, you hear the guy talk, you see him in interviews. You can't not like Keith Urban. I challenge you not to like Keith Urban. I'm going to put him up in A tier. And I think for the S tier, I'm going to put Keith Richards. Yeah. Yeah, hey Chicken Beat. Yeah, what is going on? But I do remember you do something like this a long time ago. I appreciated your political talk, but noticed I have no clue about some of these people. 40-ish. Okay. Yeah, I might be a tad older, and I just picked people that I recognized. That's what I did for this. But yeah, so what happened, Chicken Beak, is Rumble. I know you're on YouTube, but I'm on Rumble and on YouTube. Oh, David Carradine was Kill Bill. Thanks for the correction there. Yeah. Yeah. But earlier this month, Rumble, or last month, I guess, Rumble contacted me and said, hey, we want to make you part of this small creators group because, you know, you got a small channel. And so we want to hook you up and maybe give you a little something. But we want you to stream 2 hours a day, which is, it's 2 hours a day is tough to come up with a lot of original content, at least for my noon show. So I still do have a show at noon. I go through the news of the day, do some politics and whatnot. And this late night show is kind of just more of a hang. I write jokes about the news. We're about to do a top 12 list, kind of in the style of David Letterman. And, you you know, it's just a hang. But what I'm really pleased that Rumble said, hey man, we like what you're doing. We want to encourage you. We want you to stream more. So I said, well, I guess I got to do a second show. And so I'm doing this show midnight on the East Coast. Call it Midnight Americano because Americano is like, you know, coffee with hot water. I like hot coffee. And my last name's Coffey. So, yeah, we like little little jokes like that. Yeah. So I'm thinking Richards is going to be S tier. And I like everybody on A tier, but I kind of feel like I should move one more up. Yeah. I'm not sure who. I kind of feel like it should be Keith Haring. Yeah, I'm going to put Keith Haring on this. And let's see if I can share this on Twitter. I'm just going to share this on Twitter since we're doing this live. Keith Moon is S tier. You know what? I agree. There we go. That's what it is. Share on Twitter. And if you're over there on... No, this is saying... Oh. Nope, that's not it. That's just create a single tier list. Well, that's no good. Don't want that. Let's go back. Where'd it go? Oh, here. So I guess I need to download it. Well, after the show, I'll try to, I'll call it, save it as Keith tier. Okay, well, I'll give it a shot. I'll try to share it after the show. So, anyway, we did a tier list, an original tier list, and like I say, I went through and picked out all the Keiths and made the little graphics and put their names on it, even though you probably can't even see it. The names are so small on there, you probably can't even see it, but whatever. We're learning as we go. But yeah, here was a story I just wanted to share with you real quick before we get into this top 12 list. But this is Sam Bankman-Fried's wildest, craziest, dumbest trades. So, you know, Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested and tried and found guilty of a whole bunch of stuff. You know, we'll see if he gets a couple 100 years or if he's able to somehow get it down. But this story is just about how he would buy all of these crazy, let's just call them it coins, right? And he would do lots of these crazy trades, buying lots of weird tokens no one's heard of and trying to pump them up to make some cash. But he had all kinds of crazy trades, and that's why I wanted to get into the top 12 Sam Bankman-Fried's wildest, craziest, dumbest trades. Sam Bankman-Fried's wildest, craziest, dumbest trades. So let's check that out. And then we could have can't exactly do a drum roll. Actually, not without sticks, I can't. So anyway, these are the top 12 Sam Bankman-Fried's wildest, craziest, dumbest trades. Number 12, BabyBit, because everyone loves babies. Everyone knows babies love blockchain. You can read, Tom. You can do it. Number 11, Elon Coin. The closest he got to Mars was a rocket emoji. Yeah. Number 10, the time travel token. Still waiting for all those winning lotto numbers from the future. Number 9, Sam Bankman-Fried's wildest, craziest, dumbest trades. He bought Dogecat coin. Mixing memes doesn't always mean profit. Number 8, crypto carrots. He traded tokens for virtual veggies, now stuck with digital carrots. Number 7, and this is probably funny if you're into crypto. I actually just came from a Bitcoin meetup this evening. If this is all new to you, it probably sounds really dumb. Number 7, the infinite pizza coin, traded for pizza slices in perpetuity. Now he owns an imaginary pizzeria. Chupacabra Cash, mythical creature, real financial nightmare. Number 5 craziest trade was number 5 craziest trade, Ninja Coin. Thought it'd be stealthy, but the market didn't see it. Yeah. Number 4 was the crypto cupcake. He expected sweet returns, ended up with crumbs. Number 3, Sam Bankman-Fried's craziest trades. Trades. Oh, you know what I forgot? I did this. There we go. I forgot I made a little graphic. I put the little crazy graphic behind Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah. Well, number 3 craziest trade he did was he bought FOMO coins, then feared missing out on all the other coins. Number 2, Bigfoot bucks. Elusive, like the creature itself. Gone without a trace. And the number 1 Sam Bankman-Fried's wildest, craziest, dumbest trade? Sloth coin. Invested, but the returns were just too slow. All right. So let's what's shaking over here in the chat? What's up? Chicken beak. Oh, all your friends died during the pandemic. One day it was wildfires, smoky, and wow. I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. I know that's rough. I lost one of my best friends in 2020. It wasn't from the pandemic. He had stage 4 cancer. But then earlier this year, my neighbor passed away as well. I know it's been really rough for a lot of people, so I'm sorry. Sorry you're going through that. Yeah. But I kind of agree with you there, Joshua Thomas. You say, I hate to be backseat driver without being asked. Hey, when it comes to unsolicited advice, this is the place. We're all about the unsolicited advice. We love it. But it says, but the green might be an okay crutch to use while wearing off the bottle. I kind of agree. I had to go to therapy and AA to kick it for good. Yeah, you know, I've heard a theory that one of the things about AA that it works is it's not, what it is you're replacing the addiction with having a social life, like being around other people. And that's what's really important. And that's why you got to keep going, because, you know, there's the people there and you're having that community. And that's a real important thing, I think, for all humans, is to have some kind of community that you can be around. So you can hang here. We're having fun every evening, or we try to. You know, there's AA. One of the things that changed my life like a dozen years ago, that's when I decided to go to fitness classes, and I had so much fun in fitness classes. I became a fitness instructor, and so I've been teaching dance fitness for over a decade now. And there's something about going and dancing for me, like Zumba, just like music's on and, I lead something and everyone else just does as Simon says, they follow what I do. But there's something about that, just the energy and being around lots of other people. You can't not have a good time. And you do feel like you got a community there. And I wish I had found group fitness earlier in my life because it's been so beneficial. It's not like you're going to lose 100 pounds doing group fitness, but the one thing that it does do is it always puts me in a little better mood. And it makes it easier to, at least for me, to eat right and whatnot. I've never gone to a fitness class and when I left said to myself, I wish I didn't go today. It's never happened. Every time after a fitness class for me, I walk away going, man, I'm glad I went. And one of the things that, like, why I'm doing this show on a schedule is because if you want to see it, if you want to see it live, you got to come at this time. And it's the same thing with like a fitness class. Hey, the class is at 6:30 at night or whatever it is. And if you want to go, you got to go at that time. So in many ways, it kind of gets you off the couch, gets you going to those things. So, yeah. The dumbest trade was freedom for an orange jumpsuit. I can agree with that. Number 8 was funny. Well, thank you for that. Which one was number 8? Let's see. Crypto carrots. Yeah, traded tokens for virtual veggies. Now stuck with digital carrots. Again, these kinds of things, funnier if you're into crypto, which I am. I hold a lot of crypto I have Bitcoin, but I also have a lot of, made up silly coins as well, because it's fun. It's fun. So yeah, one thing that we haven't done though, is we haven't done connections yet. So let's knock that out. See if we're getting any better at connections. So this is for today, November 8th. I keep saying I should play this like on a different thing so I look smart, but whatever. I don't do that. Let's move this over. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find the connections between these 16 words. This is on the New York Times game section. And so 4 of these words will have something in common, and we need to pick those out. And so I'm looking right off the bat, and I'm seeing like bing, ding, ping, ring. That seems like something. So let's try that. Bing, ring, ping, ding. Nope, it says 1 away. Oh, sing. But I don't know. Okay, they all rhyme with ing, but I'm not sure which 4 those are. So we'll deselect those. We'll keep that in mind for later once we find something out. So let's see. Well, we know snitch and rat are the same. What are some other words for snitch or rat? Squeal. There's one more. We got rat, snitch, squeal. Snitches get stitches. What's another word for a snitch? Bing? No. Camp? No. Ping? No. Word? Sing? Sing? Maybe? Chime, ding, edge, wing, surface, ring, faction. I'm thinking it's sing. You're in there and you sing. You tell on someone. Sing like a canary. That's right. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, sing. Boom, tattle. 4 words to tattle. Yeah, narc would be good, but it's not there. Yeah. Okay, so now I think we've got 4 words. We got the ping, the ding, the ring, and the bing. They all rhyme. I'm guessing that's it. Already guessed. Oh. Wow. I don't even know what it is. Oh. So it's chime, ding, ring. Would it be bing or ping? Would it be bing? Chime, ding, ring, wing? Oh, yeah, I don't know. No, I know wing, ping, ding, bing, ring. Those all end in ing. But I'm looking at the chime, ding, ring, meaning the sound. I don't know. I don't know. Let me shuffle these up. We'll keep writing symphonies, bro. I'm all about writing symphonies. In fact, I've been playing around with my synths for a new music project that I'm working on. So I say do it. If you can write some symphonies in your head, go for it. So faction is like a group. Camp is kind of like a group. Division is kind of like a group. Wing might be kind of a group. Yeah, group within a group. Camp, division, faction, wing. Okay, cool. So now we got 4 words that end in ing. I'm going to try that again just because already guessed. Okay, so we got chime, like a door chime, a door ring, a door ding. I don't know. Well, surface, edge. I don't know. Why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? Oh, you know what is okay. Barely tried his straight sober. I literally maybe 6 months to a year since I was 1. Might be something to try. Well, see, that's the exciting thing about life is we can try stuff. We can just, in fact, that's what I encourage people is just to keep trying things. Here I am in my 50s and I'm streaming late at night. I'm doing some late night streaming, you know. And a couple years ago, I never thought I would do this. In fact, before 2023, I never streamed once. The beginning of the year, I said, you know what? I want to try streaming. You know, who cares? Who cares? As far as I know, we got one shot at this shit, you know? So I encourage everyone to just try different stuff. That's for sure. I think Surface is, I think, like some kind of computer or Edge. Is it like a Microsoft Edge? Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Surface and Microsoft Bing. Yeah, Microsoft products. There we go. And then we got Ping, Ding, Ring, and Chime. Boom, we did it. Digital notification sounds. Great. Cool. Okay, well, we got it. We got it. There's our connections. So that is cool. That is cool that we were able to do that. Last up, let's see. What else is happening? So for tomorrow, tomorrow at noon on the West Coast, noon on the West, 3 p.m. on the East, doing the Coffee Nuance Show. It's Big Idea Wednesday, and this is Big Idea Wednesday has actually been one of the most rewarding things for me, because what I do every week is I will just search on Google, like Google News, and I'll just put in like psychological phenomenon or something like that. And I'll just say, let me see any news story on the last week about psychological phenomenon. And I'll go through and I might find a term in there I've never heard of or a study I've never heard of. And I check it out. And they're often really fascinating. I know it's just kind of like a cheap look, like pop psychology. It's not real deep. But what we do is we're able to think about something in a way that maybe we didn't think about before. And that's what I like. You know, one of the things that I've talked about a lot is this movie Sliding Doors. Sliding Doors is it's an old movie now. Stars Gwyneth Paltrow, of all people. But there's this idea in it that I really liked. So here's the IMDb for Sliding Doors. A London woman's love life and career both hinge, unknown to her, on whether or not she catches a train. We see it both ways in parallel. So what happens in the movie is stars Gwyneth Paltrow. Jean Triplehorn is in it, you know, as a bad woman, because that's what her type, you know, that's what she always is. She's always up to no good. She's cast in that really well. But the idea of the movie in the beginning, she gets fired from her job. She's in London. She goes down the stairs to the tube, right? To the train, the underground train in the subway. And the doors are sliding, and she tries to make it, and she doesn't. And then the movie does a backs up about 10 seconds, and then she does make it. And the movie splits at that point where we have two different films that kind of go back and forth. One when she made it, one when she didn't. And I like to call that like a sliding doors effect, or the sliding doors event. So many times in life we run into one thing. There will be one thing that shouldn't change our life, but it does for whatever reason. An example in my own life for this is I was in college, and a buddy of mine was like, he stopped by my dorm room and he said, "Hey, Tom, I'm going to this presentation. I don't want to go by myself. Will you go with me?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." And it was working for the government doing satellite tracking. I was studying computer science, right? And it was satellite tracking for the man, right? And I only went to it because my friend Chris stopped by and asked me if I wanted to, you know, he's like, "I don't want to go by myself, just go with me." Now, I could have been sleeping. Maybe I wasn't there. But I ended up going, and I ended up eventually getting that job and working many years doing satellite tracking. That totally changed my life. I got to travel the world, live in the Arctic, go to Africa, the South Pacific. You know, it was fantastic. I got to do all these awesome adventures. None of that would have happened if he didn't stop by my dorm room that day. And that's kind of a sliding doors event. And so often there may be a sliding doors event in your life and you don't recognize it until later. At the time, you'll never recognize it. But just that idea, I like. And some other people have called it like the butterfly effect. But I don't know. To me, it's a sliding doors event. That's what I like. But that's the idea that I try to do on Big Idea Wednesday is I just try to find a way of thinking about things that I can share with people. And it's been real beneficial to me to be able to do that and share that with you all. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. I'll probably start on this, probably start on that in a little bit, after the stream is over. But that's what I'll be working on tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, just an announcement. Tomorrow night, I'm hoping that I can start on time. There's a small chance that I won't. So I'll just have to see. All Elite Wrestling, this is a pro wrestling promotion. They're going to be in Portland tomorrow. And it's live at 5 o'clock local time. So it's like 5 to 8, I think, is the show. And then I have to be back here at 9, and it's at the big Coliseum at the Rose Garden where the Trailblazers play. And so I actually have front row seats. So if you're into pro wrestling and you're watching that tomorrow live, look for me. I'm going with my sisters. We're all going to go and cheer on the pro wrestling. It should be a lot of fun. But I got front row seats, although I don't know if it's on the side that the camera films or not. So we'll have to, I think I'm straight back from where the entrance is, and I think they film it sideways, so I'm not sure if I'll be on camera or not. We'll see. But as soon as the wrestling show is over, then I'm going to take off and come back to do the live stream. Hopefully I'll be on time, but I'm just sharing with you in case I'm a couple minutes late. That's what's happening. So anyway, that's what I'll be doing. Yeah, I agree. Whatever is causing, if you got any kind of addiction thing, what we want to do is obviously not listen to advice of some idiot on streaming late at night. But and I got to tell you, I don't know what it's like. I don't think that I have that addictive gene myself. Really, for anything. But I do know that there are, when you're trying to do something, often we replace one thing with another, right? So you could find something that you really want to do and just start doing that instead. I think whatever you do, I encourage you, do your best, and I'm rooting for you. And for me, when I got off all psych meds, I was taking psych meds years ago, and when I got off of all of them, I said, what was recommended was exercise, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to stop taking these medicine, but my promise is that I'm going to go to the gym every day. And that's what I did. So I replaced all my psych meds with going to the gym. And for me, it worked. It may not work for everyone, but for me, that's what did it. Changed my life in the absolute best way. But whatever you do, I'm rooting for you. Anyway, I think that's all I have for you today. That's all I put together, but I will put together some stuff for the show tomorrow, noon on the West Coast, 3 on the East Coast, Coffee and Nuance. It's going to be a Big Idea Wednesday. I hope you can stop by and say hi, and I will be back tomorrow night, midnight, 12 a.m. on the East Coast, providing the wrestling doesn't go too long. Anyway, hope to see you all then. Have a beautiful evening, beautiful night. Until then, peace.
you.